Okay, so we are going to talk about Instagram today and how the algorithm can work for you and how you can get the most out of this platform. So yeah, stick around. Welcome back to another video here at Better Media. My name is Nathan and it's an absolute pleasure to have all of you here today. Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail. Now I use the hashtag over on Instagram, BMPix2020, and I'm going to start dedicating videos to that hashtag. So if you'd like to see some of your work shouted out on the channel, please consider using that hashtag and I'll let you know as and when I start looking at posting those particular videos, and yeah, I will hopefully give you guys a shout out. Now in this video, we're going to talk about Instagram and the new algorithm of 2021. I'm going to explain to you how it works, and I'm going to try to help you understand how you can grow on the platform. Now before we do, I'm going to set you a challenge. When you post something on Instagram, I want you for the first hour just to put your phone down and leave it. Because then what Instagram are doing is that it is pushing your content out to more and more people because it wants you to come back to the app. It wants you to look at it. And because you're not doing that, Instagram is sending your post up to more people, so it starts pinging with likes and comments and shares and saves. It's like going, hey you, do you want to see what people are saying about your content? Quick, pick me up, look at me. But trust me, I've tried it for the last week with some of the posts that I've been doing. I'm getting a lot more interaction within that first hour since I've left it alone. So give that a go. That's a nice little hack to start getting your content out even further. But let's talk about Instagram and basically how it works. Their main goal is to make money from advertising. So the longer you are on the app for, the more adverts you see, the more money Instagram makes. And it's the same as your followers. If you make really good content, your followers stay on the app for longer, which means they see more adverts, which means Instagram makes more money. So the better your content is, Instagram will then reward you with algorithm. Basically, it will say like, people are really interacting with this content, so I'm going to push it up even further so people can stay on the app for longer, which means we can make more money. Now, there are two systems which Instagram uses to gather information about you and your interests. The first is your home feed, and these are all the people that you follow. You also have the Discover feed, which are all the people that you don't follow. And it uses all that information of what you like, what you share, and what you click onto to make sure that your Instagram relates to you. So that way, the things that you see on Instagram are things that interest you, means you stay on it for longer, see more advertising. You're seeing the pattern here, aren't you? And with these two feeds, they are broken down into 4 different factors. The first is engagement, the likes, the comments, the saves and the shares. The second is retention. How long does somebody stay on your content for? Do they scroll through the entire carousel or do they simply just skip past? The third is relatability. How does your content relate to them? Because the more they relate to it, the longer they stay on it, and the more the algorithm will push you forward to more people. And the fourth is quality. How good is your content? How sharp are your images? How good are your reels? So put all this together, it is literally designed to keep people hooked. So if you can get all 4 of these qualities in, that way more people will stay on your feed. Instagram will recognize your feeds to be something good and it will push you up the list of getting it out to more people. So how can you grow on the platform? Let's start off with the basics. Engagement, the likes, the comments, the shares, and the saves. Now, a like literally holds the least weight in these 4 categories. It takes someone seconds to scroll through. Oh, that's pretty good. Hit the like and they keep on scrolling. Now, if you can get 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 likes on one of your photographs, yeah, brilliant. Instagram will look at it and go, this is good, people like it, so they will push it forward, but not as much as some of the other 3. The second in the line is comments. Comments hold a little bit more weights than likes because it takes people more time to write a comment. It means someone's seen your content, they're like, oh, I quite like this, I'm gonna let them know. And they'll write a little comment saying, this is really banging image, well done, thumbs up. And there's a high chance that they might follow you afterwards. The next is saves. Saves is really good because it's telling Instagram that this content is so good that I want to see it again later. Straight away, Instagram looks at all this and goes, oh, people like this. So again, they will push it forward to people who have similar interests in what you are posting. But the king, the best out of every single one of them is shares. Shares holds the most weight in any of the 4 categories, because you are literally telling Instagram that this is so good that I have to show it to other people. I need to show it on my stories. I need to show it to a friend. I need to share it. And it does. If you can get some sensational shares, then straight away, Instagram is going, this is brilliant. I'm going to push it forward to more people. Now, if you are in Europe, there are new laws that come into seeing your shares. So I can't see how many people share my posts anymore because of this new law that has come in with privacy. So for us living in Europe, it's a little bit difficult to keep track of this. But of course, you can always see your likes, comments, and saves. So you get like a rough idea. Now let's talk about your content. There are 4 ways that you can share on Instagram. You've got your feed, you've got your stories, you've got your IGTV, and you've got your reels. Now we'll start off with your feed. This is your main way of sharing your posts to your followers. And a good way of getting the most out of your posts is to upload more than 1 photograph. If you can use the carousel motion, you've got the opportunity to post 10 photos or content within the same post. And it means people are on your content for longer. They are scrolling across your carousel. And the advantage of this is that if you post several photographs, now the first photograph might be good for me. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. I'm just going to scroll through that. Now, the first photograph might not be good for, say, Billy. Billy might not like that photograph, but he scrolls through your carousel. All of a sudden, he sees your third photograph. That's really good. I'm going to like that. I'm going to comment that. And it's a good way of getting more people interested into your particular content. Use videos as and when you can. If you've taken a photograph, try doing a behind the scenes video of how you took that photograph. Because if someone likes your photograph and they use the carousel to move across, they will see a video. People like videos. Like you're watching one right now. And it means someone will stay on your content for longer and you're watching it. That's pretty good. If they like it, they might like, and they might comment. Also, use the captions down at the bottom. Write something. Ask how you guys are doing. Do you like this photograph? Explain the location. And if you're a little bit stuck on what to say, then just simply go, I don't know what to say right now. How are you guys doing? Because it's still interacting with your audience. And it's a great way of getting people to go, yeah, not too bad. Really like your photograph. Thumbs up, like, I'm going to share my mate Tammy. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Now, stories are also really, really helpful. People scroll through those stories every single day, and it's just like a little snippet of what you're up to. It's a good way of promoting the post that you've just done. So you can sit there, I've just posted a picture, share it on your stories, and then all of a sudden someone sees that, and then they might click on your story to have a look at your post and go, this is pretty good. Like, comment, share, yada, 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 yada. But it's also a good way to get people interactive with your content. Share your post onto your story and do one of those little sliders. How much do you like this? Do a poll. So like, out of these 3 photographs, which ones do you like best? Do a question. Hi guys, how you doing? Ask me anything. And it will get people interacting with your content, which means Instagram's like, this guy's really popular. Let's push him forward to more people. Use this to your sort of pleasure. Again, post videos as well. People like to see videos like I've just explained, which brings us on to the next subject, which is IGTV. Instagram has pretty much taken it from the YouTube and Facebook platform, but they don't really have a way of tracking the audience yet. They haven't really sort of got hold of a way of sort of like, how can we stick adverts into it? So they don't really make a lot of money from this sort of avenue. So they don't really sort of push it as much, but it is still a great way of getting sort of like a longer videos out. So if you are a YouTuber and you've just made a wonderful video and you want to show people a longer extended trailer or a clip, it's a good way to start getting sort of pushed out. But Instagram itself doesn't see it as a priority. So it's a good way of sharing some of your work, but it's not necessarily something that will, sort of help you grow in the long run. Will this change? Yeah, possibly. The people behind Instagram are very, very clever, so they will probably find a way of sort of incorporating ways of they can stick advertisements in and whatnot going forward. So, don't completely ignore it. Use it as and when you want, but again, it is not necessarily a huge thing. Now, the big one, this is the future of Instagram. So It is Reels. Reels are huge on Instagram. They are pretty much brand new for this year. It is a way of keeping people on your content for longer, and it probably is going to be the future of Instagram is video. As much as it started off as photographs, it is sort of coming across because more people are on their phones watching videos. Reels are brilliant. You can sit there and do quite a nice long reel, but what you have to remember about Reels is that you want to keep people's attention. So watching a 15-second reel all the way to the end is a lot better than somebody watching 15 seconds of a minute. Because if someone cuts it off, exactly the same as the YouTube algorithm, it sees how long people stay attended to that particular reel. So if they watch an entire 15 seconds, straight away, it will repeat itself on the reels, as you know. So it means you get 1, 2, 3 watches until someone slides up. But if there's a whole minute, they may get bored halfway through and they scroll back up. That shows Instagram that your reel is not interesting. So all of a sudden it goes to the bottom of the pile. So keep it short, sweet, but also engaging. Because one thing you're going to have to remember about Reels is that when people look at social media, it's generally because they're on public transport or they're in a public place. So they've got the volume down. So if you've got someone talking like this, use captions. Have your words come up because they're not necessarily going to have their earphones in or have the volume up. If they can read it, they'll stay sort of committed to it as well. So if you are going to have a talking head, make sure you use captions. And how can you get it to work for you? How can you get people to stay on your content? How can you get people to interact with your content? Go through the carousel, click on your posts and go onto your profile and like more of your photographs and potentially follow you. Well, there are 3 simple factors. Educate. Can you teach somebody something? Can you show them something that they don't know? And they're like, oh, this is brilliant. And they'll continue to watch and follow you. Can you entertain? If people are entertained by your content, they will stay with it for longer. They will consider following you. They will consider going on to and liking more of your posts and of your content. And insight. Can you relate to somebody? Can you make someone go, ah, that's really interesting. That's really good. Yeah, that's brilliant. And if you can try to hit these 3 markers with as much of your content as possible, straight away you're onto a winner because they're like, this is brilliant, this is fantastic. And then Instagram will go, people love this guy, and they will push your content further and further up the list. Of course, the more you post, the more difficult this is. But again, with Instagram, the more you post, the more the algorithm works for you. And if you're not sure how often you should post, ask yourself this. If you meet somebody once a week, for an hour, will you know them better than somebody who you've met 7 times a week for an hour? That sort of juggles it out a little bit. Yeah, I know it's always difficult to post every single day and sometimes life gets in the way, but it's just a rule of thumb. You don't need to commit yourself too much to it, but these things will obviously help. Also, how can you help yourself? By looking at the insights. You want to know when your followers are online. You want to know when the best time to post is. Now, if you've got a normal profile, you're not really going to see insights. But if you go into settings and you go into a business or creator, you get a little tab that says insights. At the bottom, you can get like a day-to-day analysis of when your followers are actually using the app. So for example, on Friday, if most of your followers come on at midday. If you post around about 11:30, means by the time they come on, there should be enough movement within your content to sort of bring them into the profile. And you're like, oh, cool, this is pretty awesome. And again, you're engaging. And people are asking about hashtags. Are hashtags still useful? Yeah, you use them in other social media ways. And it's a great way to get other people who don't follow your content to see your content. The only problem with hashtags now is they don't carry as much weight as they used to. If you look at some of the hashtags that you use, you will see they've probably got hundreds upon thousands of people following them. So it is always good to use hashtags with less posts and less followers. That way you've got more of a chance of going higher up the list. But we're looking at the stats at the moment, and hashtags hold around about 2% of what helps draw people to your content. And last but no means least, how do you continue to get people come back to your posts? Quite simply, react with them. It is a social media app after all. These people follow you because they follow you, right? They don't follow your photographs. They don't follow Big Ben. They follow you. They want to hear from you. So when someone comments on your photograph, comment back. If someone sends you a message them back. It is a nice way of getting to know your fan base, because what will also happen is that if they like you, they will like your posts more. They will interact with it more, they will stay on it more. And obviously the more they stay on it, the higher up the list you go. The algorithm works for you and it will start pushing out more. So be social on social media. It's, you know, that's a big one, isn't it, really? But guys, that is it. We are done and dusted for this video. I hope you have learned something new. Like when I discovered all this, it was so much easier. That little hack that I showed you in the begin with, give it a go, because it really, really does work. And start trying to implicate these things into your sort of posting. I've taken up enough of your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I promise there will be more photographs on this channel very, very soon. I've got some ideas that I'm going to start going off through, but you know, the beginning of the year has been quite difficult to go out and about to take photographs, and I've had a little bit of a sort of a creative block as well. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you feel the need to like this video, because we're talking about algorithms. YouTube loves a like. They don't care about anything else. Like. That's all they go for. So the more you like this video, the more YouTube go, oh, people like this video, and they push me up higher up the list so more people can see it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nathan. You've been sensational. Thank you and goodbye. Mwah, 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 mwah.